Well, ahoy there, mateys. We're going to go through some examples of dividing mixed numbers, which are mixed fractions. So here's our first example. We have 2 and 1/4 divided by 3/8. Now, hopefully you know how to turn mixed fractions like 2 and 1/4 into improper fractions. So what is 2 and 1/4 as an improper fraction? Yes, hopefully you said 9/4. So what you do is you do 2 times 4 is 8, plus the 1 makes 9. 4 is our denominator. So we have 9/4 divided by 3/8. All right, now what is our next step? Correct. We find the reciprocal of 3/8 and flip that one over. Keep the 9/4 as 9/4. So it becomes 9/4 times 8/3. Okay, now many of you have questions on this cross-canceling thing. So one way to solve this is to do 9 times 8 and 4 times 3, and then simplify that fraction. That is a perfectly valid way of doing these problems. However, sometimes you're going to end up with really big numbers. So we're going to focus on the cross-canceling. So looking at the top, the numerators, the 9 and the 8, and looking at the bottom, the denominators of 4 and 3, is there anything that the top shares with the bottom? Is there a common factor between, let's say, 9 and 3? Yes, 3 is a common factor. So we're going to divide 9 by 3, and we're going to divide 3 by 3. So the way that works is you cancel them each out. You do 9 divided by 3 is, yes, 3. And 3 divided by 3 is, yes, 1. So we'll cross these out and replace them with 3 and 1. And then we look at the 8 and the 4. What is the biggest factor that they have in common? Correct, 4. So you divide each of them by 4 and then cross cancel. So you'll see 8 divided by 4 is 2. We cross off the 8 and replace it with a 2. And 4 divided by 4 is 1. So you cross off the 4, replace it with a 1. So now after you've cross canceled, then you multiply. So 3 times 2 is 6 on top, and 1 times 1 gives us a denominator of 1. So it's 6 over 1, which you can just say 6. All right, so we've gone over how to do some of these and reviewed how to do improper fractions and how to cross cancel. So I'm going to move a little faster through the rest of the examples. So example 2. First, turn 3 and 5/6 into an improper fraction. Yes, hopefully you did say it's 23/6. And then 23/6. And then turn 1 and 2/3 into an improper fraction. Correct, it is 5/3. So first thing you want to do, they say is to estimate. That's a good thing to do. This is about 4 divided by about 2. Our answer should be about 2. So we did 23/6 divided by 5/3. What's our next step? Yes, we keep the 23/6, but flip over the 5/3 and turn this into multiplication. So the reciprocal of 5/3 is 3/5. Now we're multiplying. Is there a common factor between 23 and 5? No, there's not, because 23 is prime. 23, you can't cancel anything out. Is there a common factor between 3 and 6? Yes, 3 is a common factor. So you're going to divide this by 3 and divide this by 3. So you'll cancel out the 3 and the 6, replace them with a 1 and a 2. So then after you multiply, what is your final answer? Yes, it is 23/10, or you can simplify it to 2 and 3/10. Okay, example 3. So this one we got a little order of operations going on. So we have a division and we have a subtraction. Which one do we have to do first? Yes, we have to do the division first because multiplying and dividing always comes before addition and subtraction. So we have to do this first. So first, turn 5 and 1/4 into an improper fraction. Correct, it is 21/4. And then turn 1 and 1/8 into an improper fraction. Yes, it is 9/8. All right, so we turn this into 21/4, we turn this into 9/8, and we still have the minus 2/3 at the end. Okay, so we still are doing this division. What's our next step? Correct, we do the reciprocal of 9/8, turn it into 8/9, and this becomes multiplying. Again, this first one does not change, so it's 21/4 times 8/9 minus 2/3. Okay, so now we have multiplying and subtracting. What do we do next? Yes, we multiply next. So again, you could multiply 21 by 8. That's huge. And then 4 times 9. Again, we don't need to do that. Let's cross cancel. What does 21 have in common with 9? What is the greatest common factor of 21 and 9? It is 3. So we're going to cancel out 21 and 9, divide them each by 3. This will become 7. This will become 3. What do 8 and 4 have as their greatest common factor? Yes, 4 is the greatest common factor. So cross them out and divide them each by 4. That'll leave us a 2 where the 8 was. That'll leave us a 1 where the 4 was. So now we can multiply smaller numbers. And we end up with what here when we multiply just the first part? Yes, 14 thirds. So now we have 14 thirds minus the 2 thirds. We can just subtract the numerators because we have a common denominator already. And we get 12 thirds, which can simplify to, you got it, 4. So 12 thirds is the same as 4. Okay, another example. 1 serving of tortilla soup is 1 2/3 cups. A restaurant cook makes 50 cups of soup. Is there enough to serve 35 people? So what we're going to do is divide 50 by 1 2/3. If our answer is bigger than 35, then yes, we can serve 35 people. So how do you write 50 as a fraction? Correct, it is 50 over 1. So it's 50 over 1. 1 2/3 we can turn into 5 thirds. If you have any questions on how to go from improper to or from a mixed to an improper, see us or email us. Get some help. Okay, so what's next now that we have this? Correct, we do the reciprocal of 5 thirds, which is 3/5. This division becomes multiplication. Okay, is there anything that 50 and 5 have as a greatest common factor? Correct, 5 is the greatest common factor. You'll cross each of those out, divide them each by 5. So that leaves you with 10 on top and 1 on the bottom. So our final answer is 30. So do we have enough soup to serve 35 people? No, we don't. We can only serve 30 people. All right, you are now ready to practice a bunch of division problems on Big Ideas. Email us or stop in on